Hi there, Claire here. I'm going to talk to you today about my spiritual divination cards and archetypal essences. This is the second video about my archetypal essences based on the 22 cards of the Tarot's Major Arcana. The cards are to help us choose which archetype essences we need to work with to address the relevant issues in our lives. The 22 tarot cards represent the archetypes that we all come across in our lives in some form or another. As I explained in my last video, the archetypes are myths or stories. They didn't really happen, but they represent significant signposts or events that help us to choose our pathway through life. We see them in our dreams, in our meditations, and sometimes in real life all around us. My last video covered the first 7 cards that relate to the mind, and these next 7 relate to the body. So you can see my other videos on my YouTube channel, which is free to subscribe to. Just click on the link below this video so you don't miss the next one. You can also see the video by my cards or by the Archetype Essences on my website, details here below. The following 7 cards are displayed with the familiar Rider-Waite tarot version, as well as my own flower essence divination tarot cards, so that you can see the difference. And this is the first archetype related to the body, and it's Justice. It's represented by pink Cleome, and it's the matrix of the body. Justice is about balance. The scales have long since represented the courts of law, fairness and correct decisions. We need to learn how to judge ourselves and analyse our actions to ensure that we live our lives in accordance with universal or spiritual laws. In doing so, we can live our lives in harmony with our higher selves, where we gain our spiritual guidance, and our earthly existence, where we act out our thoughts. We have tremendous power over our existence with our thoughts, so it's important that we keep those thoughts in balance with our spiritual guidance and live out a joyous and harmonious life here on earth. The essence, pink Cleome, is about balancing our options. It helps us to be objective and guides us when we're having to make difficult decisions or dealing with opposing sides in arguments. This is the second archetype essence related to the body, and it's the Sage or Hermit, represented by chamomile, and it potentates the body. The Sage or Hermit archetype is about seeking guidance. It's ask and you will receive, seek and you will find, knock and it will be open to you. Guidance is always available to those who ask, but it's your responsibility to ask and know the right questions. This card is about finding your spiritual path. Wisdom is offered by the Sage at the mountaintop, as the story goes, and to reach the top you must leave your cares or ego behind as it weighs heavy on you. And that's really the point. As you ascend in your spiritual understanding, you lose your ego along the way, and you absorb more and more universal love. You then are able to shine your own light for others to follow. The chamomile essence opens your heart to allow you to love yourself, self-love, self-worth, self-confidence and self-belief. This creates the right environment to enhance our inner wisdom, clarity of thought and internal inspiration. And the third archetype is the Wheel of Fortune, represented by Sweet Alison, and it's the catalyst of the body. This archetype is about the rhythm of life. Everything is cyclic, so when we're down, you can only go up, and vice versa. With each turn of the wheel, you learn a new lesson or get a new understanding about your situation, so each turn will be different. The message here is not to feel sorry for yourself, but think positively, as there will always be another cycle that will change everything. The essence, Sweet Alison, is about helping you to realise this cycle of life. You will get another go next time around. So if you're down on your luck, this essence helps you to realise that maybe that you can get back on top, but patience and contemplation is the key. The fourth archetype essence relating to the body is the Enchantress, sometimes referred to as strength. The flower essence is autumn joy, and it's the experience of the body. The lesson with the Enchantress archetype is that love always conquers hate. This is about enchanting your opponent rather than using force. You will get a lot further in life with the use of love, patience, gentleness, than by the use of material power, force and hatred. Love is all-powerful, sometimes referred to as universal love or universal energy. It is the Creator's energy we are using when we exude love. The essence, autumn joy, is well named. It gives us that inner strength and connects us to universal love, bringing joy and happiness. And this is the fifth archetype essence related to the body. It's the Hanged Man. The flower essence is yellow broom, and he's the significator of the body. The Hanged Man is often misinterpreted. This archetype is about going within and gaining knowledge and wisdom beyond your current consciousness. He's hanging by his feet, and it represents his descent into the subconscious. Meditation is the key here to discover what your purpose here on earth is, to understand your fears and your turmoils and gain spiritual insight about the Creator. Only when we're totally willing to accept the Creator will we hear the Creator within us. The essence yellow broom is a very bright, cheerful and uplifting essence. It fills you with the Creator's light, exuding a confident and upbeat vibration, pulling the introverted out of themselves to a more outgoing, loving world. And this is the sixth archetype essence, and it's death, represented by the black nightshade and its transformation of the body. This archetype is always much feared, but it shouldn't be. Death is about the end of something, sudden change, completion. It's more to do with releasing your fears, leaving the past behind you. If you hang on to the past, you will miss new opportunities. Face the future with renewed faith and accept the changes. Death itself is in fact non-existent. Our souls don't die when our bodies do. We just move to our next level of consciousness. We need to have faith in the Creator and that we will be born again in a continuous cycle or rhythm of life and death, just like the seasons. The essence, black nightshade, has two levels to it. On one hand, it helps us to move on after a sudden change or completion in our lives. On the other hand, it helps us to overcome our ego-based fears and worries surrounding death. This is more to do with us as an observer than as someone who is dying. It also allows us to be unafraid and helps us to deal with the transition process to the next phase of our soul's existence, which is a perfectly natural progression for our souls. And the last archetype essence in the batch relating to the body is Temperance, and it's sometimes referred to as the healer or the alchemist. It's represented by purple cosmos flower essence and is the great way of the body. The archetype Temperance is all about harmonising your conscious thoughts and actions with your higher self, thus gaining moderation in all that you do. We need to be conscious that all the activities we're involved in are in harmony with our spiritual beliefs. The will of the Creator becomes your will, and you see that glory reflected in everything around you. Tranquility and peace are the result of temperance. The essence purple cosmos creates a passion to heal others and transform their lives. It's about creating balance between your spirituality and living a good life. It also reminds you to look after yourself, and it prevents you from taking advantage of others who may need your help. I hope that helps you to understand the archetypal essences relevant to the body. Thank you very much for watching today. Bye for now.